Hey, good morning everybody. This is Travis P11 and welcome back to the channel. And today we are taking the Ruger American Ranch Series rifle out to the range. My rifle is chambered in 7.62 by 39. Now, if you're not familiar with the Ranch series of rifles from Ruger under the American line, they basically have a 16-inch cold hammer forged barrel. They're also threaded for a muzzle device. They feature kind of a mid-size stock. It's a little bit smaller than the standard Ruger American stock, but also bigger than the Youth model series. Excellent rifles. Mine has proven to be very reliable. It can be a tack driver when you want it to. So for about the last year now, I've basically been on, I guess you could say, an ammo quest, if you will, to find the most accurate ball ammo to shoot through this rifle. And one of the reasons why I'm doing this is because, as you may or may not know, imported Russian ammo is going to become more and more scarce unless the revoking of permits to import is reversed, which is something that was kicked in under the current administration. So regardless of what happens, the prices on Russian steel case ammo, cheap ammo for me to shoot through that bolt action rifle and for you to shoot through your semi-automatic, SKSs and AKs and so on, it's going to go up in price as the quantities of it become more and more scarce. Now, it's probably going to be for sale for quite a while. I'm sure there's warehouses full of this stuff, but I've seen prices double and sometimes triple versus what I used to pay a couple years ago. So over all the different types of ammo that we've tested so far, you know, the Tula, the steel case ammo that I shoot through it on a regular basis, is some of the most accurate stuff out there. But the reigning champion right now is Bellum. So this is a Serbian manufactured ammo. I'm not sponsored by this company at all. I paid like $13 for this cool box of 20 rounds. And this is a 123 grain full metal jacket. This stuff was printing at like 3/4 of an inch at 100 yards, which for me is considered good. Anything 1 MOA or below with the simple primary arm scope that I'm using, I consider that to be a win. So for about the last 2 years, I kind of forgot about this. I got a box of Hornady American Gunner ammunition. This is a 123 grain HP. It says hollow point. Let's check this real quick. Is it? I guess I didn't check it, but it is. Okay, so it's 123 grain hollow point round, which will probably be one of the first hollow point rounds we've ever tested on that rifle. We're going to take it out and see how it shoots. I'm not sure about availability of this right now. I think I paid about $30, $35 for 50 rounds. It is brass. It is reloadable. And so is the Bellum, by the way. It's stats on this stuff is muzzle velocity 2,530 feet per second. It says that it shoots 3.4 inches high at 100 yards. At 200 yards, it shoots flat. At 300 yards, it has a 14-inch drop. Maybe something to consider for varmint hunting or maybe just some range time. So we're going to take it out, shoot it under the same conditions, the same targets we've been shooting, basically all the ammo we've been testing on this channel. We're going to see what kind of accuracy you can expect from this ammo and see how well it performs. Now, the thing is that the rifle that I'm going to be shooting is actually zeroed for a different ammo. Okay, so what that means is I'm going to be aiming at the same spot every single time. So wherever this stuff lands on paper, I'm going to keep aiming at the same spot. So we're not necessarily going for closest to bullseye, we're shooting for tightness of group. I don't want to re-zero the rifle every time I take it out with a different type of ammo because the rifle is currently zeroed for my deer hunting round. Okay, so I like to make sure I keep that on standby. So anyway, we're going to take it out, we're going to shoot it at 100 yards, we're going to chrono test it. I'll do a little bit of talking while we're shooting it. And one thing about the rifle I want you to understand, it does use Mini 30 magazines. It does come with a 5-round mag, which works really well with it. The springs in the Mini 30 magazines are so tight, it does not make for a smooth bolt maneuvering. Okay, you really have to give it a little bit of force to get it to go. The Ruger Ranch actions are not the smoothest actions in the world. In fact, it's taken many, many rounds for mine to smooth down a little bit. I probably could have polished it myself, but I just wanted to let nature take its course and let the bolt naturally kind of break in on its own. So if you see me really working that bolt, it's not that I don't know how to run it, it's just that it is necessary in order to properly chamber the round. Now, I did have a viewer, I believe in my Bellum video, suggest that maybe I cut one of the coils on one of those Mini 30 springs to see if that doesn't reduce the tension. I'm thinking about doing it. I just don't want to do it for today because it's freezing outside. We're only going to go out and shoot what we need to get the target taken care of, and we'll go from there. So I generally start up with around 5 warm-up shots just to see how it's patterning. Now, if the printing is like 4 inches high of the bullseye, I'm gonna have to do some zero adjustments, but we got plenty of rounds to make that happen here. As much as I don't wanna do it, we gotta make sure that we keep the shots on the paper because I've got some fairly small areas that I'm gonna be shooting at. So let's take this Hornady American Gunner ammunition out there, this hollow point ammo, and let's just see how well it runs. The Optic for today's test, I believe it's my primary arms 4-16 by 40, 42 scope. It's a classic series, they're like $125 scope. They work really, really well. And let's just see how well we do. All right, let's go. Okay guys, a couple things I want to say before we get started here. Always make sure you got your eye pro on and your ear pro ready to go.
We are facing we've got a south wind, crosswind, about 10 miles an hour, consistent, a gust up to about 15 miles an hour. And it's currently 33 degrees out, so it's a little bit chilly. That could affect the shots a little bit. Something about the ammo, I looked it up online. You can still find it at a few places. Might be kind of hard to find. It is considered match grade. Hornady does call it match grade ammunition, so maybe that'll help accuracy. I don't know. We'll see. It's always about the shooter first and then the rifle second. So let's go and get started. I'll kind of talk us through the targets as we're shooting. I'm on 16 time magnification right now. Primary arms 4 to 16 by 44 optic. Parallax is set at 100 yards. All right, here we go. So like I said before, we're going to be aiming at the same bullseye every time. I'm not going to do any adjustments to zero. Looks like it's shooting maybe about an inch high off these first 5 shots that I took off camera, just to kind of break it in a little bit, make sure the gun's going to be accurate. And here we go. By the way, I will be deleting pauses between shots, so you guys don't have to wait for me when I reset on my shots. All right. Okay, first shot's a little high, but again, we are shooting for tightness of group. Okay, we'll move up to the top left. We're just doing groups of 3. All right. Something I'm planning on doing also is lightening up the trigger, just doing the adjustments. I can go 3.5 to 5 pounds or 3 to 5 pounds. This trigger is pretty heavy. In fact, you can feel the gun kind of move a little bit every time you pull it, so that might be affecting accuracy a little bit, but it's the same weight I've been doing all my tests with, so I'm trying to keep this as consistent as possible. All right, top right target, here we go. Okay, that felt pretty good. Ooh, wow. That looked like that went really far wide. Okay. I'm always checking my optic after every range trip, and I do have the bolts torqued nice and tight. Okay, it's a little bit high. Okay, just a little bit high, I think. All right, let's go to the bottom right-hand target. Okay, it felt pretty good. All right. Now, these gaps, you know, when you're watching it on camera for the first time, it looks like there's these massive gaps between the shots, but those targets, I think those are just a 3-inch target, so really we're only looking at like 1.25 inches, an inch and a half between the shots, which is not bad. You know, I've shot way worse. That's pretty good. Okay, bottom left, final 3. All right, one more. Okay, let's go get our target and we'll see how we did. All right, decided to film this part indoors where it's not freezing outside. I did have a lot of fun shooting the rifle again today as usual. So let's just go through the groups real quick and show you what we did. 1.33 inches was the initial group. Moving to the top left, 1.195 inches. Top right, 1.72. Bottom right, 1.25. Best group out of all of them, 0.80. So consistently, I was shooting, you know, to the right with the majority of the rounds. So if I was going to shoot this on a regular basis, I would probably have to, you know, adjust the zero and so on. But I mean, overall, it did perform fairly well. I'm not disappointed with it at all. Did use the caliper to measure it out. First 4 shots, just, you know, just to make sure I was hitting the paper. This is how we did. Did measure the group, but we did have a little bit of a flyer. But this is not bad. This is just a 2-inch target. So again, it always looks like a much larger distance. All right, let's go and bring it back for some final words about the Hornady American Gunner, 123 grain hollow point ammo. All right, so that wraps up our test today of the Hornady American Gunner, 123 grain hollow point ammunition. Like I said before, it is reloadable, which is a good thing. So if you're somebody that's into that, maybe you got a CZ552 or you've got a Ruger Ranch like mine, it's kind of nice to keep that brass around and do something with it. Overall performance wasn't bad. I would say it's pretty much in the realm of the Norma ammunition that we tested on the channel in this particular rifle. You know, your mileage may vary through your own gun. It seems like some guns like certain ammo better than others, but
again, winner, chicken dinner. Bellum. This stuff is impossible to beat right now on the channel. It's 3/4 of an inch on 100 yards through the through the Ruger Ranch rifle. So pick some up if you get a chance. Try a box, or if you just really want to kind of maybe bench test your rifle and see what it's capable of doing. Really do so. The American Gunner ammo getting a little hard to find. I don't even know if it's even in production anymore, but you can still find it online in a few places. And it seems like Hornady does this. They do some limited runs of some ammo for a couple of years, and then it just kind of disappears. They also did that with the Polytip 762-39 ammo that my gun's chambered for. That's a steel case ammo. They don't make that particular ammo anymore. Instead, they switched it over to the Hornady Black line, which uses a brass case. So kind of interesting just being a 762x39 rifle owner, what's out there, what you can get, and what's available. But we'll keep trying ammo for you. We'll make sure we get all these videos on a playlist so you can check it out. Otherwise, I think that's it. So thank you all for joining today. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also find me on guntube.org, also on Gunstreamer and UGEtube, also over on Odyssey. And we do have a podcast that we do called Caliber Corner, which is Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Central Time. We've been doing it for 5 years. We're over 250 episodes at this point, so make sure you check it out. We try to keep it family friendly as usual. But in the meantime, guys, I want you to have fun. I want you to be safe. Have a great holiday. Have a great Thanksgiving. And as you know, we'll talk to you soon. All right, bye-bye.